happy Saturday. So, today I got a few insights, but let me kind of outline my day. Um, did a little tutoring, and then I went and worked out with one of the homies, and then I went to see this movie, Polar Express. So, essentially, the reason I was going to see the movie is because we're having this Polar Express thing at my job, and they selected me to be the conductor. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go check it out and see what specifically. Well, first of all, why did they select me for it, and then let me understand what my role is when it comes to this whole theme party. So I went and saw the movie, but yeah, it was really good. I mean, it was really an excellent movie. It was really cute, but it had a lot of messages in there. Um, so the first thing that I got from the movie was that um I think that every kid, they had this ticket, right? Like every kid that, in order for them to get on the Polar Express, they had this ticket. So they had his ticket, but the conductor, he goes through and he punches the message, punches a letter every time. He says, "Hey, tickets all aboard," or whatever. So he punches a message, punches a letter on there. So I'm thinking the whole movie that everyone is really gonna have the same, essentially have the same message. But what it came down to, for them riding on the train, what they learned was like everyone had a different message. Everybody had something they had to learn in the space they were in. So one person was like, "Oh, your job is to lead. Your sole purpose for being here on this train was to believe. Yours was to learn." So I kind of thought about that, and maybe I was thinking too deep, but the message I got from that was all of us are so unique and so different. And in the places that we are in our life, I think it's certain lessons that we have to get, right? To move over to our next level. But it's certain things that we have to learn and we have to get. So you may be in a space right now of maybe confusion, you're unsure, but it's something that you got to get, and it may not be the same that same thing that someone else needs to get in the same space that they're in. So we all have different things that we have to learn. We also have different gifts. That's what I got from that, which I thought was huge. So then the second thing was in relation to the movie was, so one of the parts in the movie, the little girl, she lost a ticket, right? I mean, she lost a ticket, and so what happened was, I mean, the ticket flew off the train. It went in the snow. Went through some coyotes ran past it. It flew in the air. Some birds ate it, but at the end of the day, it still ended back on the train. Like it's still all the things that it went through. It still ended back. It ended back on the train. So, to me, the message in that was, what's for you is for you. I don't think we necessarily know sometimes how that's gonna unfold, but what's meant to be or what's meant for you, what the universe has for you, it's gonna come to you. Regardless. I mean, she lost it. But at the end of the day, even after all the things, all the chaos, and when everything shook off and it landed, it was right back in her hand because it was meant for her. So I think the message in that is that what's meant for you is for you. It doesn't matter how it manifests. It doesn't matter how it unfolds. If it's for you, it's gonna happen. Um, and regardless. And then the other thing, I think the other piece of that is that, regardless of the doubt you may feel, or this may not happen, or this isn't necessarily going the way that I would want it to, it's gonna happen. Right, and it's gonna unfold. It may go through a chaotic way of getting there, but guess what? It's happening. What's for you is for you. It's nothing that anyone can do to change that. If it's for you, it's for you. And then thirdly, I thought about with the movie, there were kids, right? So at the end of the movie, it was this little bell, right? It was this little bell. And so one of the things that he said at the end of the movie was that, as he said that his friends, when they were little kids, they could hear the bell shaking, but as they got older, they didn't hear it anymore. So and that for me, I thought about like as kids, right? Think about the moment that you were a kid. I mean, kids are very honest. You were probably very vibrant. You probably had all these wonderful ideas, and then it's almost as if as we grow older, by conditioning and what the world says we're supposed to do. I think sometimes with our parents, our experiences, it's almost sometimes we just lose that part of ourselves. Like having fun and doing things like that. But I guess it kind of made me think about that part of us is truly essential, because that's really the core of who we are. When you think about who you were as a child, like like the true essence of who you are, like that part of you is never gone. It's almost as we get older, we just have to reconnect with that place, because that part of us is never left us. It's just our experience sometimes have made us lose that. So I would challenge you to really think about the true essence of who you are. Who were you when you were a kid? Just things, many ideas that you had and things like that. Just try to reconnect to that part of you, because that's truly the essence of who you are. And that just really again makes me think about as a kid, you don't really think about limits. It's just, this is what I'm going to do. I remember when I was in fifth grade, I had a poster. I said, I'm going to be president of the United States. There are no limits of because I'm a woman, or because of this, or because of that. I can't do this because I need to work, or things like that. Like, there are no limits as a kid. So essentially, we shouldn't have any either, right? It's limitless. That still has not changed in our world. We just, some things we maybe have experienced may have changed that part of us. So just almost reconnect to the inner child within you. Okay. So yeah, those are my three big takeaways. So in summary, the Polar Express taught me a lot of different messages. I mean, just a lot of different things. I think first understanding that we all have different lessons that we have to learn, and different gifts that we have that make us unique. And it's not the same across the board. Whatever space that we're there because it's something that we have to learn. So pay attention and get those messages. And then the second thing is that what's for you is for you. It doesn't matter how it manifests. It doesn't matter how it unfolds. If it's for you, it's going to happen. It almost speaks to the adage of how they always say, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it was yours to be. Anyway, so it doesn't matter how the story goes. If it's gonna happen for you, it's gonna happen. If you're supposed to have this specific job, if you're supposed to do this specific thing with your life, it's gonna happen because it's for you. So the manifestation of how that happens, the how, that is beyond our control. But if it's for you, it will certainly happen. And then lastly, just reconnecting to the essence of who we truly are. As kids, there are no limits. If you want to know the truth, ask a child. They don't think about how it's supposed to sound or anything like that. When they say what they're going to do, they just say, hey, I'm going to hop on these monkey bars and I'm going to do a flip. And there's no limit. So I think that could be a lesson to us as well. There are no limits for us as well. We just have to reconnect with that part of who we are, that we never really that part of us is never really gone. It's not lost. It's just, in a sense, we just kind of diverted from it, but it's always been here. We just have to reconnect with that. So those are my big takeaways. It was really a blessing for me to see that movie, because it taught me a lot of things about life as well. So I'm out of here, baby. It's the Dorky Jock signing off. And also, please subscribe. Please share so that we can change one person one day at a time, because it's all love, y'all. I'm out of here, baby.